Okay, Blue, I know you want to go out for recess. Okay, we'll go out to recess. But let me find my keys, okay? I just need to... Where did they go? Blue? Did you eat my keys? Miss D, did you see him eat my keys? Do you think he ate my keys?
Uh-oh, Blue, did you eat her keys?
Oh, do you have an x-ray machine? Because
I think I'm gonna have to go get the x-ray machine.
Yeah,
Come
go
on,
for
Blue.
it. Oh. All right, Blue, let's check out your x-ray.
Uh-oh, Mrs. Nosita.
What?
It looks like he ate your keys.
You ate my keys? You are in so much trouble. I cannot believe you just ate my keys. Ooh, bad dog, you a bad dog. Ooh, a spiderweb. By the way, you have a spiderweb in your stomach? That's kind of weird, man. In an x-ray, you're supposed to see, like, all your bones and stuff. Do you not have any bones? That's strange. Oh, wait. That's right. You're made out of plastic. I forgot. Anyways, spiderweb. Maybe you're right. Maybe we should make a spiderweb this week. I do like your spiderweb. Good job, Blue. Let's do it. Okay, spiderweb. To make a spiderweb, you will need 1 piece of paper, a permanent marker. Watercolors are recommended for this, so if you have watercolors, you will need a paintbrush and some water. Or you can always use crayons and markers if you have those available. And you will also need 1 yellow crayon. So get your stuff so we can start. Yeehaw! Alright, I have my paper turned in the landscape orientation, which means it's going the wide way. I have my marker, I uncap it, and I'm finding the middle of my paper. Once I have the middle, I usually like to mark it with a little dot. From that dot, I'm going to make a line that goes all the way down. Then, I'm going to rotate my paper slightly, and I'm going to make another line that goes all the way to the corner. Rotate, line, down, and remember, I'm making my lines all the way to the edge of my paper. So make sure they reach your destination. So as you can see, I'm just rotating, making a line, rotate, make a line to a corner, rotate, make a line to the middle, rotate, make a line to the corner. So we're making some spooky spider webs. Alright, now I've got my web laid out. I'm going to make a big arch from one line to the next. So it's going to look like a little hill. Hill. It's going to touch both lines. Then I'm going to keep going. Hill. Then I'm going to keep going. And then until I go all the way around. Okay? And now my hill is kind of looking like a letter U. So that's kind of neat. Letter U. And if it helps you to rotate as you do this, to continuously make a letter U, go for it. And I'm just going to keep on making these letter U's, and it's almost like I'm doing this in a spiral. A spiral starts at the center, and it goes around and around until it meets the very edge of our paper. Letter U, letter U, letter U. Oh, spider webs. Blech. I don't like spiders, guys. They're too spooky. Don't you think that spiders are spooky? I think spiders are spooky. They're way too spooky. Blech. Alright, so we're going to keep on going until we get all the way to the edge. So I'm nicely and neatly making these U's from one line to the next. It doesn't make sense just to stop it without letting it touch those 2 lines. So make sure, like I said earlier, it's reaching its destination. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to keep drawing. And then I'm going to show you what to do after we get our web all done. Okay, go team. Alright, I have my web all done. Now I'm going to add my spooky spider. I'm going to start by making kind of a circle with my black marker, and I'm going to fill that in. And you can actually put your spider wherever you want. I'm choosing to put mine kind of towards the center. And partially that's because I don't like how my center turned out, so I'm hiding it. Anyways, I'm making a little oval underneath my circle, and I'm filling them in black. Okay, so if our spider web was showing against the moonlight, you would see these things almost like shadowed, okay? They'd be really dark. Okay, there's my cool spider body. I'm gonna make little fangy things. Spooky spider. Then I'm gonna add his legs. And his legs gonna start to blend in with the spider web, and that's okay. I'm gonna give him some 4 legs on one side, 4 legs on the other, you know, real spider stuff. And he's just like hanging out there, like, where's my bugs? I'm hungry. Feed me. I'm a spider. Okay. So I've made almost 8. Here's my 8th leg. Come on, let's do it. My 8th leg, and woo, spider. You can make your spider way bigger than mine if you really want to. That would terrify me. Don't make him too big, guys. I'm scared of spiders. They're too spooky. So now I'm going to prepare all my things. So I said earlier I recommend watercolor. You can use crayon or even marker for this, but our spider web is like at night, okay? So I'm going to be painting kind of a night sky here, and I know a lot of us think immediately that we're going to paint it black, but I never really paint my skies black when it's nighttime. I like to use blues and purples, and then I like to add a really light black over it to kind of darken everything. But I'm not just throwing black down, okay? I do lots of other tones first. But before I do that, I'm going to be adding with crayon, yellow crayon to be exact, I'm going to be adding some little circles here and there. So these are supposed to be my stars. You could add a moon if you really want. See your spider in the moonlight. Extra spooky. So I'm adding here and there some circles that I'm coloring yellow. And I am pushing pretty hard when I do this, because if you are going forth and using watercolor like I am, the watercolor does not like to stick to the crayon. We call this a wax resist, because the paint resists the wax. So once I've got enough stars, you can go more than me or less than me or whatever. But you see how I spread out my stars throughout my space. I did not add them all in one section. So make sure that they're spread out. Opening up my watercolors, I'm going to start with blue. And I'm going to do a pretty quick sky here. And all I'm doing is overlapping, really. I'm kind of just going on top of all my things. And oh, here comes a star. Oh, come on, star. Ooh. So it's kind of neat that my star kind of just pops through. You would think that the paint would cover up the star, but wax resist. The power of wax resist. Now you see I got some purple. So when I'm using watercolors, I really like to overlap tones, which means in my painting, I take purple and I put it on top of the blue, and I put some of the blue on top of the purple, and I kind of go back and forth here. So here's some purple on top of the blue. So I use lots of different tones when I'm painting. One tone is always kind of boring to me. Gotta make it zesty, make it fancy. Fancy paintings. Okay. So I'm trying to fill my background, and you can see how fast I'm going. Pay attention to my bristles too, my friends. My bristles are happy. They're all sticking together. I'm gently going back and forth. When you're painting, if you're pushing down hard, your bristles are gonna die. Don't kill no brush on my watch, y'all. Say brush. So make sure. Gentle. Gentle with your brush. You're tickling it. Okay? Don't poke your paper. Your paper will get mad at you. Alright? So as I'm painting, I'm starting to discover too that I feel like my sky's a little bit light in tone too, so I'm going to be adding a wash to it later, which means I'm going to be mixing up a bunch of black and kind of painting over it and overlapping to try and darken this a little bit. So, when you're adding a wash to things, you want to make sure it's really watery. Now, if you are using watercolor, you might want to have a paper towel handy, because sometimes we get way too much water on there, and when that happens, your colors start to bleed. And in this case, it wouldn't be terrible if your colors bled together, because we're kind of mixing everything anyways. But if you get too much water and you create a puddle, you're going to want to blot. Blotting is taking your paper towel, setting it down on your canvas, and that will absorb some of that extra moisture. I'm painting Spiderweb. It's my Spiderweb song. I was singing all day long, and it's so spooky. Spooky Spiderwebs. Get spook. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Super spooky Spiderweb song. Right. Continuing to fill and overlap with color. If you're using crayons or markers or something. Not exactly sure what kind of route you want to take. The crayons can overlap pretty well. Markers, I'm not a big fan of washable markers, just because unless you have a ton of them with a wide range of color, they're hard to overlap, but go for it. Try it out. The only problem with that, though, is I feel like those will cover up your marker lines of your spider web easy, so make sure if you start to play around with it, if it's covering up your lines, make sure you color around those things, okay? Okay. I'm interested to see what you guys can do with it. Remember, artists, they work with what they've got, okay? So sometimes if I'm doing something that you can't be doing because you have a different set of materials, make it work. Be creative. Adjust what you can do with your materials. I don't know what that voice was, but it was fun. Okay, Spiderweb, adding some purple. Okay, so I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start mixing up some black. Let's see how quick I'm painting this in. This is real speed too. I'm not trying to show you like Scribble Town is good, but for this sake, I like to mix my colors while they're wet. So I go a bit speedier. Okay. Now I'm mixing up some black. Oh, black. Darken. Spooky. Okay, so now you can see that I'm overlapping some black on top. And it's kind of just giving it my picture a little bit more of a darker feel, which makes it feel a little bit more night-timey. Alright, Spider, I really hope that you get some bugs and that you stay out of my house. Because if you go into my house, I'm going to get you. No bugs welcome in my home. Okay. So my friends, I'm going to keep adding some black on top of this. Once I'm all set and done, remember to take a picture of it and share it with me. I like seeing your artwork. So my friends, get that done, and I can't wait to see what you create. I'm going to stop talking, and go team! And I declare it done. Don't forget to share your work with me. I want to see it. Woohoo, spiders!